We start tonight with developing news out of Chicopee. Police investigating a serious crash involving a bicyclist. And tomorrow, the mayor and police chief are expected to address the numerous deadly accidents that have taken place recently in the city. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this Thursday. Welcome to Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Paris Dunford joining us now live with more on those details. Paris.
Chris, Chicopee police say they were called to the area of Meadow Street here behind me for a serious crash around 9 a.m. this morning. The man on a bicycle in that crash was rushed to the hospital. Another serious crash in Chicopee, this one happening around 9 Thursday morning, involving a car and a bicyclist. Meadow Street was closed for hours as the Chicopee accident reconstruction team was on scene.
They responded to the scene. They located the male party on the ground. He was ultimately transported to the hospital.
Chicopee Police Public Information Officer Travis Odion says the driver remained on scene and is cooperating with police. Adjacent to Meadow Street is Chicopee Street, where just last week 2 pedestrians lost their lives in 2 separate crashes. William Madison was killed last Monday, and just Thursday, police identifying the victim in Wednesday's crash as Gary Turcott, both men from Chicopee. Mayor John View and Chicopee police are expected to address these issues on Friday.
Unfortunately, it's a heavy topic right now.
Along with the 2 deadly Chicopee Street crashes, there have been 2 other deadly pedestrian crashes just in the past 2 months. One on October 8th on Springfield Street, and the other October 29th, also on Springfield Street. Western Mass News dug a little deeper into the crash data released by the Mass DOT. There have been 15 deadly pedestrian crashes in the Pioneer Valley area so far in 2022. Of those, 5 have been in Chicopee alone. And the city has had 10 deadly accidents total this year. That number includes motorcyclists, pedestrians, passengers, and drivers. Officer Odion says they will discuss traffic enforcement strategies as they relate to these deadly crashes in Friday's conference.
Discuss some enforcement activities that are going to be coming out rolling forward as a light of all these accidents that are happening in the city.
And the extent of injuries for that bicyclist is unknown at this time. Reporting live in Chicopee, Paris Dunford for Western Mass.